You switched to Aquarius during the shutdown, didn't you?
We started, I think it was really nice for a lot of the companies out there that, we kind of got into that lull to where we could really start testing. We tested everybody's product. So many good water-based products out there. So many of these other companies, they have so much passion and good people working for them. But for us, it really completed our story with, Aquarius being made in the USA. That was one thing that really, during this time, we weren't sure, what is shipping going to cost us? Can we even get the ink if we order it from offshore? And, Aquarius kind of fit all the needs for our shop in terms of, we're not huge, but we're four autos. At times we do, 75,000, 100,000 garments a week through our facility. And, we have the confidence in Aquarius that, you know, we can print it for our big retail clients. We can get it when we need it. We can trust the Pantone matching system. And overall, it's been a really, really good fit for our shop. So far, like any water base, it's always improving. It's always evolving. And the support that you guys provide us has been second to none. So yeah, we've been pumped about running Aquarius here. So the brown shirts that you see, I don't know if John can get up closer. We can see the squeegees run on that. That's all high mesh. So we're running that through 230 mesh right now, as fast as the squeegee will actually go. That ink, we really, really like it when we're printing larger areas and anything with any sort of fine detail. The high mesh almost prints like a really good wet-on-wet plastisol. So this particular design, we're running a discharge base. It's about a 90-10 discharge to white discharge.
Gotcha.
A little bit of binder in there, a little bit of softener in there, and then we're laying the high mesh colors on top of that. And you'll see we're running a few of them wet on wet. This, if you feel this shirt after it's printed, it feels like just a multicolored discharge print. But what's nice about those inks, they go back up on the shelf, and we're not activating them with ZFS or some sort of discharging agent, and we can pull those colors back off and reuse them, tomorrow, next week, next year, and we found really, really good color retention with colors that go on the shelf, and then we pull them back off the shelf. We freshen them up a little bit, and they're good to go. I guess for our shop, we've really kind of got the three different products that we are primarily using right now. The HS, the high solids. Anytime we're trying to hit a really accurate Pantone, we're using that. Anytime we're printing on a migration base, we're using that. And then we've got the high mesh, which a lot of the people have seen our race car designs, our high detail, our sim process. Most of those designs are actually a combination of HS and high mesh. And this was a cool one that we wanted to show because, one of the misconceptions that I always had with high solid water base was, if you want to print a bright red ink, you might have to have three screens to do it. You hear these factories offshore that have 50 station ovals, and they're printing 4 or 5 different yellows or reds to get that one red. And what we found out with the Aquarius inks, specifically the high solid range, we can use one screen just to get a really, really true color. So that's what they're printing on the oval right now. You'll see they're printing migration stop base, and then they're printing a true white base, which is just the Aquarius white HS. And then we're printing HS 485 on top. And you'll see 2 strokes, man, it's so bright. You never need more than one screen for that. It's too bad the people watching can't actually feel this shirt, but I mean, that's a huge patch of ink on that shirt. You can barely even feel it at all. I mean, it feels so soft and buttery, and we just really like how it bridges the fabric. And the washability is really one thing that, after we tested all the different water-based inks out there, I don't know if people follow my Instagram, but if they jump on Denver Print House, they'll see that we have a croc meter. And that was one thing that was so impressive with the Aquarius inks was we really couldn't break it during a croc test. And, all the others, not to say anything bad about anybody else, but Aquarius was just so leaps and bounds better when it came to crocking that, I mean, that's a huge selling point for us right there. A big reason why we ended up switching to Aquarius was because the Pantone matching system was so accurate. So late last year, we ended up partnering up with another Denver-based company that specializes in collegiate apparel. And, as everybody knows with collegiate, it's all about hitting that, that right Pantone color. So we're printing for, all the major colleges out there, whether it's, LSU or UCLA or Stanford, and their color requirements are so strict that we really had to get disciplined. And, Aviant and Aquarius, they were by far leaps and bounds better in terms of color matching. And, that's really made our life easier when, the guy in our ink room, he can trust the formula. He can look at the formula that's in the bucket and know, okay, this is going to print like this when it hits the fabric or when this hits the white base. And that's just been so key to, us being able to get jobs from the ink room to the press. So with the Aquarius line, it's really been able to alleviate a lot of those problems for us. Yeah, it's so nice, going back to, some of the collegiate formulas. If we do have to make a tweak, for whatever that is, we know that different fabrics, with color theory, a maroon ink might look slightly different on a black background versus a white background.
Right.
So we, just dealing with the differences of, color recognition, we have to, we might have to modify our formula slightly. And with the IMS 3.0, it's so easy to go in there, create the custom formula, and then inventory that ink, and then keep track of it through, the whole cycle of its time in the shop. It's really accelerated just, the way that we track inks and the way that we're able to mix inks. When you've got a water-based job on the press, one of our big things is eliminating waste. So, trying to eliminate waste means not over mixing too much ink for that particular job, right? So with this type of system, we can go back and we can print a label if we need to mix, 200 more grams of ink just to squeak by and get us through that run. The mixing software allows us to do that really, really quick. I know I've mentioned this in a few of the other water-based camps and stuff that I've done, but that ink room is just so important as far as, treat that ink like it's a food product. Don't open up a bucket and leave the lid off of it. Make sure that you're putting the lid always back on. Make sure that you're sealing your pigments. Make sure that you're turning your pigments. And just, the more love and care that you put into the ink, the better finished product that you're going to get for sure. We might run a high mesh black on a 305 just to really capture some detail. And then we might put an HS black on a 150 or a 230 to really just lock in the fiber and give that saturated black. So we've got the HS, the high mesh, and then the soft base. And then the fourth one that we run a lot of here is discharge. And to talk a little bit about one thing that was really so cool about those systems is when we first tested Aquarius, I think one of the biggest selling points for us was we took a multicolor job and we sampled it with HS. We took the same job, and we sampled it with soft base. We took the same job, we sampled it with discharge on multiple different fabrics. And the color accuracy between those three fabrics was you could even sometimes tell the difference between the soft base and the discharge, other than the difference of the background.